Well, big-time college basketball game, which I knew it would be, and have a lot of respect for Bucky and their program and the talent that they have, and just how hard they play, and just the wars that we've been in here in the past few years, and knew this was going to be a treat, and our guys were excited to play, and I think both teams showed a lot of resolve. I think we got off to a pretty good start, especially on the defensive end, and pushed it to 12, and then they came back, which we knew they would, and they'd make a run, and we went into the tunnel up 4, and then came out with a bad start, which that's 2 in a row out of halftime. We gotta be better there. But then we came back. We went on that run, and it was kind of back and forth, all the way until there at the end. And I thought we had a couple huge defensive stops at the end of regulation, to allow us to get to the loose ball that Mike grabbed on the floor down 3. And I felt like that ball was on the ground forever. But those are just plays you have to make. And we got the timeout, and went to a concept. I was actually going for 2. Kind of held a play late against the zone, and we were trying to get a 2 just quick, and ended up the way they shifted was a little bit different than we anticipated, and Alex Williams was wide open, and he made it. And then we go down and mess up a coverage on a handoff. We go under a guy that scouting report D, we know we can't go under. He bangs a 3, makes a big play, and then Slaw right there. I mean, that's just a big time player making a big time play. Not necessarily what we'd have drawn up, but it's a play that he's been in the gym a ton. He really has. I mean, I was getting on him during the game, like, why are you passing up all these wide open 3s? You're in here every single day. Like, at some point you're gonna have to step up with confidence. And I was just kidding him in the radio. I'm like, like, you pass up all those easy ones and you take that one, but he made it, and then we were able to get the win in overtime. So a lot of guys, a lot of credit, obviously shorthanded, which our team would never use that as an excuse. I don't believe in that. I think you get 13 scholarship players, and to say having 2 guys out would be a disservice to those other 11. And this was a program win tonight. This is a deal where our program had to go out there and we had to play the identity. And it's not about one person here. It's about a program. And we were down a couple guys, and Vandy's been out throwing up the last 2 days, wasn't able to practice, tried to go, but couldn't. And Garrett's still recovering from what happened on Sunday. So Tyrese gave us some good minutes. He had the nice little rim run there, and thought he was able to spell Slaw a little bit. Alex Williams, again, just phenomenal. Marcus probably didn't feel like he had his best game, but man, did he make a huge shot in overtime. And then JP Pegues, I mean, what more do you say? I mean, he's cramping again, but the defense he's playing is tremendous. Mike Bothwell and Jalen Slauson. I mean, just everybody played a huge part, and really proud of our program tonight.
Coach, there's about 57 plays I'll ask you about in this game, but the one I do want to ask you about, in overtime, you so often see a team that's down by 3 with about 25 seconds left. They'll go and just lay it in easily because the other team's so worried about giving up 3. And I thought Mike Bothwell's defense there just pushed over to force that miss. Now Williams gets a rebound, and that's basically a ball game.
Yeah, we didn't take. I mean, listen. They got a Florida transfer. They got a Georgia Tech transfer. Okay, Logan Dye is an all-conference post player. They got Marshall. They got players everywhere. And we saw what AJ had done, right, hitting all those 3s. Campbell's capable of making shots. So during that timeout, I mean, it was to be honest with you, we went regular D there. A lot of times we would go, well, no, we didn't. I take that back. We went to all switch, really to try to just keep the ball in front. But no, it was we got to get this stop. We're not going to give up an easy one here. At least we're going to try not to. And Quez had been killing us on that middle ball screen, and we hadn't done a great job on it. And so we figured something in the middle tunnel was coming. But we were able to force the miss without fouling. I thought that was big. Got the rebound, and then that's what I just told him in the locker room. I mean, for a sophomore to go up there, those aren't easy free throws, and to make both of them, and to give us a chance to to get in a little soft pressure and try to get the clock down. That was a good finish for us.
Is that the most zone you've seen all season, and if so, how did that change what you guys did offensively, if that was?
I mean, it looks like we scored regulation. Was it 76, 76? Is that right? Yeah, I mean, we scored. and doesn't look like we shot well from three. Looks like we shot 8 for 34 from three, 23 whopping percent, and scored 76 points in regulation. So looks like we did okay. They got to decide how they want to play. They got a bunch of defenses. End of the day, the game's a game, and I think, simple ain't easy, but it sure is good. And that's, you can't get caught up in all that. That's what they want you to do. That's their deal, and they want to create chaos, and they got a lot of different defenses they throw at, and they throw these different, different fronts and different presses and, all of it, right? And it's great. It's good. That's how they do it. You know what I mean? And but at the end of the day, this is a game of space, and this is a game of, moving the ball, and, you've got to make sure you force people to guard the whole floor. And, I thought there was times where we got a little stagnant, and we allowed some of that to bother us. But I thought there was other times where we just played, and we put at the end of the day, if you're going to go zone, right, you're still going to have to guard the bounce in space with the amount of guys that we have that can shoot it. We didn't have a great shooting night and somehow put up 76 points, and but we got to the free throw line, right, and that was a credit to our guys. I thought we were really able to make some things happen off the bounce, and I think, last year in Birmingham, we let that zone stagnate us. We stood around, and it was one of those deals where it was just as we've played them the last two times, we've got to make sure we go be us. And I thought our guards did a great job versus the press. I think we turned it over 7 times. We had 18 assists, and they basically pressed us the whole game. Carter Witt 6 assists, no turnovers, and he was pretty impressive tonight. So. But JP, all those guys, you look at the turnovers. Alex had 3. He tried to do a little bit too much at one drive at the top. And but, man, he's plus 13 for the game, and he hit the 3. But other than that, nobody had more than 2. Slaw had 2. Alex had 3. Our whole backcourt, I'm looking at this, JP had 1, and Vanderwall had 1. So our whole backcourt had 1 turnover all night. It's pretty good.
Is it fair to say that at the other end of the floor that we've gone through a series of games where defense has gotten steadily better?
Yeah, that's a high-powered offense. You know what I mean? They got a lot of problems that you got to solve when you're doing scouting. You got 2 high major guards that transferred to this league that both can make plays with the ball in their hand. And then you got a really good post player. Logan's really worked. Changed his body. He's gotten better every single year. And then they've got some shooting around it. They got some playmakers around it. And, Marshall presents some challenges. They got us on a couple slips tonight, which, a little bit disappointing. But yeah, that's when you're looking at all that talent out there and you're watching the film. It's hard, right? Like you got to kind of get stressed out a little bit in some ways of like, hey, look, if we do this, then that's going to make us susceptible here. But this, at some point, it's cost benefit, right? And I thought for the most part we did a pretty good job. But man, we lost some focus on some plays, that we just got to have a little bit stronger mentality, like simple stuff, And I think that's what our team's done a better job responding to simple scouting reports, sticking to identity, adding 3 or 4 disruptions. But man, you gotta know, these handoffs, this is how we're playing this, or this ball screen, this is how we're playing this. And Logan's shooting the ball so well from 3. We gave him space on 2, things like that. He's different than Jake, but he's presenting a lot of the same challenges. And so we let him get loose twice up at the top, and then one time we were late on a close, and he went in there and dunked it. But yeah, we made some plays when we had to. There's no doubt. I think they turned it over 15 times, which, that was something that, we obviously take a lot of pride in that. So we were able to get 15 turnovers, which then we get 17 transition points in the fast break. I think those two probably go hand in hand.
Coach, people are going to remember Marcus's shot, but he had 2 huge offensive rebounds on, I think, missed free throws both times. And, last time we were in this room, there was a problem after an overtime loss. And it seems like offensive rebounding has been a plus to this 3-game winning streak.
Yeah, it's been huge all 3 games, right? We lose the Greensboro game, and we have 4 guys that play a lot that are really, really athletic, getting no offensive rebounds, And to me, that's choice, right? To me, that's decision. And that Monday practice, we addressed it, and I'm not sure I looked at anything else that whole day except making sure that we got guys on the glass. And I think what they're starting to see is the fruit of the labor. Like we should be a good rebounding team. Like we should. Like that shouldn't be an area that we struggle in, as athletic as we are. And sure, we're young at some spots, but you look at the bodies. I mean, we got one of the best strength coaches in the country, and the work that those guys put in the off season and during season. We got athletes, and when you shoot threes, you're gonna have some longer rebounds. You just got to go, and so it's been something we've been focusing on. And I think you look at the Chattanooga Wofford tonight. I think that was a key element in all those games. You look in overtime. I mean, we snagged 6 of them in OT, and yeah, Marcus was trying tonight. I mean, Marcus didn't play his best game, but man, I mean, he had some monster plays. I mean, you look at it, he's got 4 steals, he got 11 points, he got 9 rebounds. So he might not have shot the ball well, but that didn't mean he didn't play well. Marcus played well. He just didn't have a great shooting night, and I'm this concerned about that. 0. He's gonna make shots, and what I've tried to get him to continue to focus on is just your effort. Just play hard, right? And he and I had a couple conversations during the game. Just relax and play hard. Relax and play hard. Trust it. I love the fact that he took the 3. Like I felt like during the game that was some of our problem. We were hesitant on some threes, and I thought we're catch and shoot looks. And, I love the fact that he goes 0 for 8 and bangs a huge one, to put us up 4. And, I think back our second year playing Gardner-Webb here, Jordan Lyons had made a 3 all night, and we won that game in overtime right before the Villanova win. And we went Texas for Jordan, and it's one of those deals where the staff was looking at me crazy. Like when I dialed the play, I said he's gonna hit it. Everything regresses to the mean. I mean, at some point he's gonna make one. Shooters have to have an 0 for 0 mentality, and I want Marcus. I mean, these guys are in here all the time. Our guys work, and if you're gonna be in here this much, when you get a look, shoot it. And so I was proud of the fact, and I just felt like when he shot it, it came off. Some of them he shot tonight, I thought it was a little hesitant. Like I said, I thought he had a couple early he should have taken. But when he shot it, I thought, man, that looks like his full shot. And then how about that? He bangs it and made a huge play. So he felt bad. I mean, he just fouled the guy in the corner, But yeah, I thought Marcus tried.
If you look at Jalen Slauson's last 3 games and combine the defensive statistics, and then you look at what he's done offensively, he had, I guess, 14 in the second half against Wofford. If you can go back to the Chattanooga game, had a big game there. He stepped up to the challenge, but it's been a case of his defense kind of dictating what he does on the offensive end. Can you just talk about how he stepped up?
Yeah, just play hard, like as simple as it sounds. Listen, I mean, this team, I love these guys. Like, I mean, I do. It's been so fun going through this with them, and just getting them to enjoy this journey. And he's one, and Mike, some of the pressure I think they were putting on themselves a few weeks ago, and like, man, you're gonna be my age and be dreaming about playing. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be in the middle of the night having dreams that you're back in college, like it's over. Like this is all you got, and go enjoy it. And that was the whole message before going to Chattanooga. Like, we got to find joy in this journey. And I think you look at it. I think his composure's been better. He's an emotional player. Like, that's not changing. I'm not going to try to change that. But can we stay composed? Can we stay calm in the chaos, knowing that the big games are going to come down to the last 4 minutes, and you got to be mentally in a position to make those plays. And, man, he's worked. I mean, he's been locked in. Coach Warner's been with him in the gym every single day. He's putting in the time. Like, hey, man, go cut loose. Like, go trust yourself. And don't allow internal pressures and panic to get in your head to a point where you're down on yourself. Like, believe in yourself. And, there's a lot of noise. There's always going to be noise. There's more noise than ever in the world right now, right? And, like, heck, there's noise on the court tonight, and there's noise everywhere. Like, you're playing a college basketball game. You're 6'7". You got a ton of gifts, right? Like, go believe in it. Go trust your teammates. Go trust the system. Go trust the ball movement. Go play ball. And I think he's done a good job of that. And, like I said, I thought he could have gotten a couple more shots up tonight. I really did. But, man, you look at his line, 26 points, 11 rebounds. He drew 11 fouls, right? And he only committed 2. So he commits 2 fouls and he draws 11. That's a big time stat line in a game like that.
It seems like to me that, although it's always all for one and one for all, this game was very important because Garrett's out, and and Dye is certainly one of the most aggressive players in there, and I mean, he's been in foul trouble recently. It was important that he stay out of foul trouble. I mean, it was just a sort of a remarkable game because there was so much pressure aligned against him in this game.
Well, his composure. I mean, Jalen's a really smart player, and he got two, and I chose to play him because it's analytically it just doesn't make any sense to sit those guys with two. And I tried to spell him a little bit there. He switched on to Quez right before halftime, right in front of me, and I got nervous. And he ended up playing really good defense on it. But at that point, I'm like, all right, let's get him out. Let's make sure we don't get this third right before halftime. But he plays the whole second half without fouling, and that comes down to discipline, right? Like you got to play the game with discipline. You got to do your work early. You got to understand your assignment. You got to play. You think about some of the good ones. Like Matt Rafferty never got in foul trouble, right? Because he was always anticipating. You know what I mean? Like he was always watching. He understood the importance of vision and to understand what is the ball trying to do. And if you stay ahead of the play, a lot of times you don't get in foul trouble, right? Like it's when you get behind plays and when you're looking for rest, when you're looking to stand up on the weak side. And, we knew that was going to be a critical component tonight. The weak side was going to be important. And I thought he did a much better job of trying to stay ahead of plays. And, he had a really difficult assignment. He did a good job with it. Great atmosphere. Just want to thank everybody for coming out, thanking the fans. I know it's Wednesday night. Sometimes we think around here weekend games are bigger, but we're going to get this thing to a point where, hey, anytime, like make them all big games. Like Wednesday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night, Saturday, Sunday. We got some Sunday games coming up. It's a team that's working really hard, and some people might have counted them out. I know they haven't, and they're still fighting. And we're staying in position, right? We're going to keep working. We're going to keep getting better. But, it was great to see the energy that we had in the building tonight for a Wednesday night game because as we built the program, that's always been one of the things we've tried to do is, hey, like put the myths to sleep, right? Like we can have great crowds on a Wednesday night, right? Like we've got the students coming out, right? The energy in the building, the community's out. This can be something really fun, and credit to our administration and all the work that they've been putting into it. But it's neat to see the energy that's building inside the arena right now. Thank y'all.